If you got offered 1 million US dollars, but every time you spend it, you hiccup for every dollar you spend, would you take it? Why or why not? I'll probably die cause I won't be able to breathe after buying a house. Do you like this house, sir? HICCUP. No, nope, no. I had hiccups for 4 straight days, once. 3 to 5 every minute. Near the end the muscles in my chest were in horrible pain. Day 1 was spent listening to people telling me to drink water and the subsequent trips to go piss. Hiccups went on through the night. On day 2, wife wasn't happy listening to me all night. I was at my dermatologist office and he tells me that when he was intern, Thorazine worked, so he have me a script for a low dose. Worked okay as I took it every 4 hours. It made the world feel crunchy around the edges. It was a weird high. Day 3 the antipsychotic started taking longer to work and wasn't lasting as long. I didn't enjoy the high any longer. Co-workers getting concerned. Serious pain in my chest and stomach muscles. Day 4 I called my regular internal medicine doctor. He couldn't believe I was prescribed Thorazine. He called in a prescription for Blocadron. Edit was likely baclofen. It was 20 years ago. 1 pill and it was gone for good. Holy chiz. I think I may have cried when I realized it was gone. Endoscopy revealed acid reflux damage to my esophagus. Some digestive meds for a while and a change in portion sizes, and I'm doing fine. Keep your ducking money. A quick Google told me that if you hiccuped once every 10 seconds a million times, it would last 115 days in case anyone was wondering. Edit people on Maya for not doing it the long way lol. I know I could have divided 10 mil by 60, then 60 again, then 24 but typing 10 million seconds to days in another tab was still faster. Of course. You don't have to spend all of it. Just stash it somewhere, and if you ever find yourself in deep trouble, you start hiccuping until you're good again. Exactly. This is literally just a massive emergency fund that has some negative side effects if used. Hiccups come from spending from the $1 million, not whatever other money you have and or make from your normal job. Investment because it isn't spending. Invest in a high yield stock and only spend the dividends. I'd take it and let my wife spend it as she sees fit. I'd buy a wife first. I mean from a purely practical point of view, ignoring cunning concessions like investing and only using dividends. You're getting offered $1 million for free if you agree to hiccup for 10 minutes continuously, say 100 hiccups, in a particular duration of an hour 8 times over 8 hours. It's less than working a mildly uncomfortable but completely undemanding 9 to 5 job while being paid $100 an hour. So free $1 million? Yes. I honestly don't get any reasoning behind saying no. Even if you're deathly afraid of hiccuping, at worst you just don't spend any. You haven't lost anything. I've literally had the hiccups for 18 years. I get one every half hour to an hour. I barely even notice them anymore, so I imagine I would also get used to this. How well can you account for your finances? Is it possible you may have come into some cursed money at some time in the distant past? Why is this NSFW? Op has a hiccup fetish. No. My reasoning is that let's say you hiccup every 6 seconds, and you don't hiccup when you sleep. You would hiccup every 6 seconds for 3 years, while being awake for 16 hours a day. I would likely spend that million pretty quick. So no. But if I could collect interest on it, spend that money free from hiccups, then it would be a yes. Oops, you're off by a factor of 10. 16 hours is 960 minutes, or 9600 hiccups. At that rate the full million will cost you just over 104 days. But you can parcel out your spending. I'd happily hiccup all day for $9,600. Not every day, but at least a couple times a week. In fact you could spend 1 year hiccuping all day for 2 days a week and earn the full million. Let's face it, that's a far better burden to pay ratio than most jobs. I'd spend the first $1,000 on my way to jury duty. Underrated. Yeah, but I'd only spend it on small things. $10 on lunch, no problem. $70,000 on a truck, hell no. The question is, what's considered that million? Can I put that million in an account that I use for all my small purchases? Then put all the money I earn in a different account for my major purchases. If I basically didn't spend any of my salary on $30 things, I'd save a lot of money. I had my wisdom teeth removed, and a side effect of the anti-inflammatory medication was having the hiccups for 4 to 6 hours. Your question just gave me PTSD. If you hiccup once every 5 seconds, you'd be finished with a million hiccups in under 60 days. In light of new evidence, million please. Yeah, I would take it and invest it and only use the interest for purchases. This right here is the answer. I'd pay off my student loans and cry about them 50,000 hiccups bit after it all. They will still be paid off. I think that's okay, LMAO. You and me both. Laughs in chronic hiccups. What a useless comment. First, you forgot to capitalize your first character, making hundreds or maybe thousands of people having to correct it for you, wasting their time. Second, this is an intellectual discussions website. Your mean-like comment doesn't contribute anything. In an intellectual discussions website, we share and converse information and knowledge, not make memes that add nothing to the conversation. You are a disappointment to society. You let everyone down and wasted everyone's time. You're going to get downvoted to oblivion due to the low comment count. You are embarrassing yourself, and you will regret commenting. Even your name is all lowercase. Are you a socialist? Just so you know, Reddit is American, so it's a capitalist website. You must use capitalist characters if you want to contribute. Yes, I just wouldn't use it on expensive things. Keep my job and just have that money in the bank for when I want some tacos. Hiccup 10 times, 10 tacos. Very worthwhile. Where the duck you jet in dollar tax. Sure, convert money to euro and voila, I can freely spend the money as I please. Also works with JPY, GBP, CNY, RUB and all that stuff. Convert it to another currency and then change it back, cause it's not the original mill. Take it and then convert it to my local rand, because then I'm not spending dollars, I'm spending rand. You spent the dollars converting it to rand. Now the question is, do you hiccup 1,000,000 times all at once? Because I'm pretty sure you would explode. No, because hiccuping 50 times in a row a few times a year sucks enough. And under these conditions, that would happen multiple times a day. I'd grow to hating spending money, which would make having money pointless. Yes, I can either change my life around or die. A win-win situation. If you got offered a $12,321,335 million, but can never post or read in anus credit questions like this, would you take it? This one's actually a good question. LMAO. Hiccuping causes a lot of internal damage. You're trading your health for the money, and it might make you hate spending the money, making the money pointless, and there is a high chance it would kill you. Loophole, it says spend, so I'll invest the $1 million and only spend any money I get in profit from said investments. So I'll never actually spend a cent of the original million, therefore I don't have to die from hiccups. Investing is actually spending the money. You can't buy stocks or bonds without purchasing them. Well, I'm a raging alcoholic, so I'm hiccuping most of the time anyways, so this is a win-win. I'd take it. Nobody can force me to spend it and hiccup, so I can just have it for emergencies. Yeah, because I'd just hold it in a fund account, then you technically never spent it as you can withdraw it whenever you like, but the trust pays dividends which you can live off without touching the initial capital. Yes, there was a dude that had the hiccups for decades. Then one day, he suddenly stopped. All the hiccups gave him a ripped, Kylo Ren style 8-pack. I would take it and invest it and wait for the money to circulate. Then I'm even richer and someone else suffers from the hiccups. But by investing it, you're using the money, so you would deal with the hiccups. Duck. Yeah, I'd take it. 1 mil hiccups couldn't really be that bad, even if it lasted a few months. Yes, put it all in a savings account and live off of the interest hiccup free. Just spend, invest, it all at once, and spend 11,574 days hiccuping, then never have to worry about it after that. At one hiccup a second I feel like you'd just die after a little bit. Yes. Cause YOLO. I will simply write a bot that transfers this money in $0.99 installments to another account digitally, from where now I can use the money whenever I like without hiccuping. 3. Give it to my wife to spend. I mean, norming this is all in cash, but each dollar has this hiccup curse on it, then you should just launder it. If that's not allowed, then the curse says you only hiccup when you spent it. Just give it to a close friend or family member, have them invest it, and split the profits. What if you give it to someone, and they spend it? Would be fun, if I could curse other people with hiccups. Donates to charity God, nice work, I now give you the HICCUPS. INVEST. I wouldn't spend it, I'd invested it, and use that money instead. Yup, absolutely. Hiccups are a minor annoyance that, in quantity, can get you some shredded abs. Put it in the bank at a 4% interest rate annually, or something similar, if Dumba Bank won't give you that, and never touch the principal. If my math is right, this works out to like $3,000 a month I can spend hiccup free. If you put it in savings with the interest, you would never need to spend the initial $1 million, still live a comfy life. What I would do is exchange someone 900,000 for my 1 million. That way I circumvent the rules as I haven't spent it, rather I have traded it, and then I'm good to go. But you're still spending it all to buy 900k. Sure, I get the hiccups at least 2 times a day, so it's not a big deal. Does gifting the money count, i.e. to a charity or my friends? I had hiccups for like 24 hours once. Fell asleep, and once I woke up had continued till I fell asleep the next night. I ended up burping. After like 3 or 4 continuously after the first 4 hours it was ducking excruciating. And unless there was a loophole where I can just leech off interested ducking par. 4 hiccups 1 burp repeat. Horrible. Yes, I would convert it into different currency and I wouldn't spend it in dollars. I take the money, but my friend spends it on my behalf. Yeah, I'd invest it, and only spend the interest, thus no hiccups. I'd just get my partner to spend it so none of us get hiccups. Just do a 1 million X hiccup and you're all sold. Hiccups are painful, but 200% worth it lol. Of course, I'd only spend smallish amounts at once. Never gonna give you up. If you put it into stock and get a profit and spend the profit, do you still get hiccups? Absolutely. I'd put it in a bank account to earn interest instead of spending it. Another loophole would be to make it a joint account so the other person can spend the principal. If it takes between 30 seconds and a minute between hiccups, then 1,000,000 hiccups would last between 1 and 2 years. This is a bad question. Yes, I'd take it, even if it killed me to spend it. Just use it for literally anything else. I.e., why not make a suit or a blanket from it? The only downside you get is easily avoidable. Not all the time, but a lot of the time, at least from what I know, hiccuping can be a sign of growing taller, so if I get to be 14 feet tall too, why not? Minor inconvenience for financial security. The answer is yes. Give it to someone you trust as a gift with a list of things that you would like gifted back to you, as they are the ones spending it, then you will be fine, and as they did not sign up for the initial clause they will be fine too. Half a hiccup. Just put it on savings account and pay with interest, thus you don't spend any of the 1 million USD you put there, so theoretically you shouldn't hiccup. I'd just give it to my girlfriend and tell her to what to spend it on. Gifting your money is the same as spending it. You are using it. Hiccups on the way. No. My chest hurts after hiccups, and they are genuinely annoying to deal with. I'd rather be broke. I would definitely do so. Spending all of it, the hiccups would only last 75 days. That's a reasonable amount of annoyance for a lot of spending power, especially if you reinvest it. Question: does reinvesting it count as spending, or is the phenomenon contagious to any money you earn with it? I would take the $1,000 US dollars and give it to my best friend so he can buy the things I want while also being able to spend half of the money. Convert it to euros and then spend it. In my scenario, where the hiccup rate was every 100 years 1 hiccup per dollar, I would win as all the hiccups would be through my dead body. Would the hiccups be constant or just randomly until you've hiccuped enough? For constant hiccups, I'd rather just not. You don't spend any of the $1 million. You invest it and just let it produce interest/dividends and put the return in a secondary account. If you ever need some money, take it from the secondary account. Hiccups be damned. Yes, invest it, then spend the profits. No hiccups. I'd invest and live off the interest. Checkmate. Take it and invest it where I never spend the initial $1 million, but get to use the interest earned with no hiccups. Sure, I just wouldn't spend much at once. It could be my restaurant budget. Take the family out for dinner, hiccup 120 times and it's free. Yeah, I'll do that. I'd take it, put it in savings and investments, then spend only the interest and dividends, so I won't hiccup, but it'd still have extra money. Put it into savings and live off the interest, right? Invest and live off the gains. You aren't spending the principal, so no hiccups required. Yes, but I wouldn't spend it. It would go into an investment account and I would use the interest earnings. Yes, I can live with hiccups, but without money, no. Just invest it and spend the interest, boom, no hiccups. Oh my, you watched until the end? That's fucking awesome, dude. Thanks for watching.